everybody! Today I thought would be a good day to start my drugstore series where I'm going to review some of my favorite and not so favorite drugstore products. And I have to make a small disclaimer here. I actually do work at a drugstore, but I'm not professionally or financially associated with any of the brands that I'm going to talk about. I just thought that working at a drugstore would be a good opportunity for me to see what new products are on the shelves, and that way I could test out as many new products as I could and share my personal thoughts as a consumer about these products. So today what I thought I would do is start with Baby Skin by Maybelline, and I've actually been using this for the last week, so I could tell you guys how well it's worked. So in this video what I'm going to do is go over the packaging and share some of the ingredients with you, share my experience with it, some of the pros and cons, and also show you a demonstration of how I apply it. And as you can see, I have a full face of makeup, so when I'm doing the demonstration it might be different lighting because I actually did that first, so I apologize for the lighting. It was natural light then, and now I have a lot of light bulbs on. And I still haven't gone out and done my daily chores, so what I'm going to do is go run a few errands, and then at the end of this video I'm going to show you guys what my makeup looks after I've been out in the desert heat. And actually I've heard some lightning, so I'm anticipating that it's going to be pretty muggy out there. Okay, so this is the packaging for Baby Skin, and packaging is not totally, it's not the most important thing, but I definitely think that this packaging is really cute. I like the baby blue and the pink. And I'm just going to take it out. So as you can see, this says that it's a instant pore eraser. What that means is it's a primer that's designed to shrink the appearance of your pores. It doesn't claim to minimize your pores at all, because there's really no product that can shrink your pores. You're born with your pore size, and there's not much you can do to change it. Sorry. So what this does is it's just an illusion. It's creating a soft focus effect that is making your pores appear smaller, and also any lines that you may have. It's just smoothing out your skin in general. So when I buy a product that says it's going to do something, I like to look at the ingredients to see what the actives are that are actually delivering what the product says it's going to do. So there's a bunch of ingredients. I'm not going to read them all off. I'm just going to go over some of the, well, really two ingredients that I feel are doing the most work. Some of the other ingredients are obviously helping, but these are the ones that I've done some research on. So most primers you'll find silicones, and this is no different. It has dimethicone in it, which acts as an oscillant, which means it seals in the moisture of your skin. So it's acting as a barrier between your foundation and your skin and keeping the moisture in. Of course, moisture might still get out, but it's more interacting with the primer than with the foundation. So there's an extra layer that the moisture has to get through to show up on your face, creating that oily and sometimes even downright greasy looking feel that you get when you're wearing foundation all day. The other ingredient that I think is doing a lot of work is silica silicate. And what this is a sebum absorber, and of course sebum is what is creating the oily look on your face. So it's helping absorb the sebum, and also it's a soft focus agent. So that's what's creating the soft focus effect that's making your pores appear smaller. So my experience with it is that my skin appeared softer. My pores appeared smaller. I can't really talk to how this works with lines, but I would definitely give it a try if you're looking for a primer to help you with that. And yeah, it works really well. I find that I have to powder my face throughout the day when I'm not wearing a primer, And when I am wearing a primer, I am a lot less likely to be powdering my face every, hour or so. One of the things that I wanted to tell you guys was when you first open it, this is kind of a con. It's not too big of a con, but when you first open it, you have to be really careful when you're squeezing it out, because if you squeeze it too hard, you'll get like a big, like, all over your hand. It's just going to be way too much. That's just a mini, tiny little con. And I'm actually going to go, when I do the demonstration, there are a few more things about it that you just have to be aware of. Not necessarily like very bad, but definitely every primer has its quirks that you just have to kind of, factor into your everyday routine. Without further ado, I'm going to get on with the demo on how to apply. I've already put on my moisturizer and done my hair. And I remember I told you guys to be careful when you let it out, so I'm just squeezing ever so gently. So you can use your fingers, of course, but I'm choosing, well, as you can see, I'm going to choose to use my foundation brush. And the pores on my nose are a lot larger than the rest of my face, so I tend to concentrate around my nose. But you just want to make sure you have an even coat all over. And if you do touch your skin, you'll notice that it feels very smooth. I almost want to say to actually end up using your fingers, because you'll get even coverage. And you'll be able to feel where it is and where it isn't. And I feel like I need to actually have a little bit more. So that's the thing about this, I guess another kind of con. But not really, because it's very inexpensive, so just because I have to use more of it than maybe other primers is not that big of a deal. Another thing that is sort of a con is that it takes a while to set. If you try to put your makeup on right after, I feel like it's just gonna slip off your face. So what I usually do is maybe while I'm waiting, I'll moisturize my lips. While I'm waiting for that to set. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and I just let it sit on my face and kind of set in place so it's not so slippery when you're putting on the rest of your makeup. And then I'm going to go on to put on my concealer. Bam! That's my concealer on and blended. And then you want to go on to doing your foundation. And today I'm also going to use Maybelline Fit Me. I use 120. This is my first time using this, so I'll do a review on it later. But it's a Maybelline kind of day. And yes, it's definitely Maybelline. Pow! That's my foundation on and blended. And the primer definitely did a great job in helping it go on a lot smoother, especially the concealer. And I actually like this foundation. It looks good on camera. And then, of course, you want to go on to do the rest of your face. Shazam! Here I am with the full face of makeup, which really probably isn't that surprising since you saw me at the beginning of the video. But anyways, like I mentioned before, I am going to go out and do my errands, and then I will come back and show you how unshiny my face is after running around for a couple hours outside in the desert heat. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. So I'm back from running all my errands, and I've been wearing my baby skin primer for about 4 or 5 hours now, and I haven't touched up anything but my lipstick because I ate. And again, I apologize for the lighting. It's now darker because it's later in the day. My impressions, and I hope you can tell what I'm talking about, but my nose is a little shinier than I would like. With the stick concealer that I'm using, when I don't use a primer, it tends to congeal a little bit. And since it is more concentrated than my foundation, sometimes I'm left with patches of the concealer while the foundation is kind of worn off a little bit, and it looks like I have like a little concealer mustache sometimes. But with this primer, I'm happy to say that I don't appear, I'm not experiencing any of that congealing. I don't know what to call it, but like my concealer will start to separate, and then you'll see like big like holes in it, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't look blended anymore. And that happens to me a lot, but it looks good with the primer. And my chin is a little shinier than I would like, so my chin and my nose are a little bit shinier than I would like, but at least the primer hasn't congealed or whatever it does around my mouth and my chin and under my eyes and my forehead, so it's like really obvious that I'm wearing concealer. The foundation has kind of worn off, and then I just have these big patches of concealer. Like, that's not happening with this primer. So overall, and I want to make a note that I do have kind of extreme conditions because I live in the desert, and I went to 2 different stores. I took my dog for a walk outside. I cooked a meal that involved a hot stove, so steam was like rising in my face. And for all of that, I think, you know, my face looks pretty good for not having powdered or reapplied anything but my lipstick. So those are my impressions on this primer, and I hope this video has been instructive or educational in some way. And if you are thinking of buying the Maybelline Baby Skin, maybe you're on the fence, hopefully this will give you just some information and some ideas and some feedback as to whether it's worth your money or not. Alright, have a good day. Bye.